Hello my little doodleborbs, I'm signing in as Cell and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new around town, take a flight with me among the city tops. It's a killer view. I had so many complications with audio and just sound in general, and God, it took way longer than it should have. I literally have a headache, but I am too stubborn to not put this video out after all of that bullshit. So here we go. So I'm not sure how many of you know about the current topic, so let me break it down. Thomas Sanders is a YouTuber known for his many skits and series with his fun characters that he makes alongside with the help of his friends. Some of his series include Cartoon Therapy, Role Slaying with Roman, and the topic of today's video, Sandersides. Thomas has released a video in which he makes an anime-styled intro for his series, and while it's not considered recent, by the time this video is released, I don't care, this is my channel. As soon as I saw it, I knew I was going to want to animate it. It will be more in the form of an animatic and not a fully animated video, but I still wanted to make this video about the designs. Since this is an anime-style intro video, it would make sense for the characters to have their own individual designs, including hairstyle, body type, so on and so forth, so that's the purpose of this video. To design the characters to be more individual and my thought process as I made the designs. For those who haven't seen Sandersides, it would be better for you to do so because this video will contain spoilers for the content. You've been warned. Otherwise, let me give you a quick introduction / recap. Thomas plays himself as a semi-fictional character working through issues along with personified versions of the different sides of his personality. Logan representing his logic, Patton representing his morality, Roman representing his positive creativity, pride, and romanticisms, Virgil representing his anxiety and worries, Janus representing his self-preservation and cunning, Remus representing his negative creativity, intrusive thoughts, and finally, the orange side, who has yet to be named or has made an appearance as of writing the script, but is canonically a future character, so I figured I should include him in the list. However, because he hasn't made an appearance yet, I can't really make a character design on him. I have my theories of what he looks like, but I don't want to design him until he's officially canon within the videos. All the sides have fan-in designs, and I went along with that a little bit, but I also wanted to go over my thoughts on them individually for those who just watch the series and aren't really into the actual fandom much, and my own little spin on the characters' designs. Starting off is Roman, whose color scheme consists of red, white, and gold. Not blue, you Kentucky Fried Americans. His design already suits him pretty well, as many of them do, so I went along with it. For his hair, I wanted him to have not so much an undercut, but the hair below the top of his head being too short to grab a hold of in combat. I knew I wanted to give him that Prince Charming hair, because Roman is also a huge fan of Disney, hence his princely attire. I also wanted him to look similar to his character in Role Slaying with Roman, which is another series in which Roman plays the main character of a D&D campaign. The events within RWR are not canonical to Sandersides. The only parallel is that they contain Roman as a character. In character designing, you want to break down what makes a character unique. So Roman can be described as dramatic, passionate, emotional, prideful, and definitely a himbo. He's the typical jock or pretty boy character in that he's pretty but kind of dumb, hence being a himbo. As for his body type, I've always considered him to have somewhat of a trophy body type, which future me will provide references for. For his outfit, I gave him generally the same design from the waist up, and from the waist down I wanted to go back to the Prince concept. So I gave him the pants that Prince Charming has from Snow White, and then the boots that his character wears in RWR. And I knew I wanted his sword to also be based off of the one from RWR. With his eyes, it's somewhat canon that the sides have different colored eyes, so I wanted to give him green eyes for his twin Remus, and I'll explain that in a moment, but for now, here's Roman's final design. Hey, guess what? It's been a moment. Remus and Roman are considered twin brothers, with Roman representing the hotshot golden child, while Remus is the quote-unquote evil twin. So I gave Remus red eyes for Roman. This is actually a fanon design concept that I'm borrowing. Remus's color scheme includes green, black, and silver, with a few bits of purple sprinkled in with his eyeshadow. Remus has jokingly been described as a mix of Freddie Mercury and Beetlejuice, so I just rolled with that concept. Thomas has made Instagram posts of stylizing the sides, so I'm taking inspiration from those that editing me will also provide references for. First off, what can I not get rid of because they're staples in his design? His mustache and gray strip of hair. I know that I can't get rid of those. Remus definitely doesn't shave, so I wanted to play into that by giving him a beard and leg hair.
Again, from the waist up, I wanted to keep his design consistent with the one in canon. For the waist down, I knew I wanted to give him a black and green tutu skirt with mismatched fishnets. I wanted one leg to have black and white fishnets, with the other leg being a lilac purple, which I think looks nice against the tan skin that I gave him. And I gave him some combat boots. I also wanted his body type to be bulky or blocky. As for his weapon, I just gave him the same mace that he has within the series, just making the ball and spikes larger. And I gave the handle more Remus flair by adding small spikes to it that you can fit your fingers between for better grip.
Janus's main theme is snakes and scales, with his main colors consisting of black and yellow and gold. His design again suits him very well with how much it hides his curves to make it seem like he doesn't have limbs like a snake, while also giving him the illusion that he's hiding something under his cape. The only thing I technically changed was changing his pants to be more dress pants and making his cape longer to hide most of his arms when they're setting at his side. Another staple that I couldn't get rid of was his iconic hat. I couldn't bring myself to change anything about it, aside from adding a little gold strip around it, to make it almost seem like a snake is slithering around it. Aside from that, it's a fan theory that he's shorter than the other sides, so I wanted to give him ankle boots that he would have to hide himself from his height, and makes him look more looming and intimidating. But he's also a little bit of a goofy villain type as well, so it would be funny that as soon as his ankle boots are taken away, he becomes really defensive. For his body type, I honestly think he'd be a tiny twink. Boy got some curves and just hides it under the flowing outfit. Also, I'm giving Logan a lean body type because I don't want to lean into the message of all smart people roll a net zero on curves. Of course, it wouldn't be Janus without his signature half snake face, so I added that, and then I was finished. Virgil's main theme is lightning and storms, with his color scheme consisting of black and various shades of purple. For his eyes, his puppet had heterochromia, with one eye being purple and the other being a forest green. It's a fanon theory that this is what his eyes look like, and I like that idea, so I went with it. Virgil's staples include his jackets, eyeshadow, and emo aesthetic. By far, Virgil is the easiest to come up with a design for. I kept his signature jacket and I thought his shirt was pretty fitting for him. I imagine him being pretty skinny and wanting to hide in his clothes, so to speak. From the waist up, he'd have baggy clothes, and the only thing I changed was adding more tatters and small cuts to his shirt. And I also wanted to give him a black choker with lilac stitches along it. From the waist down, I immediately wanted to give him black skinny ripped jeans, as well as black nail polish, which you can't really see in the speed paint, but it's there, I promise. I also wanted to give him purple platform combat boots with black heels and laces. For his hair, I decided to give him a undercut with bangs, of course, because we all know how important Virgil's bangs are to him. And with that, our favorite purple emo is done.
Logan's appearance is very standard. The only thing I really changed was giving him a vest to be more flattering to his lean figure, and just put his emblem as a pin instead of as a patch on a collared shirt. I also wanted to give him the necktie because he's very, very serious. And I also added some little gems to hold over the tie because I thought that would be a nice touch. From the waist down, I gave him just gray pants and black loafers. And I knew I wanted to give him some kind of reference to astrology because he mentioned wanting Thomas to take an online course studying it. So I gave him a watch with a space background, and other than that, his hair is slicked back and jet black with brown eyes that almost look like coal from a distance.
Our boy has arrived. Our shining boyo, our precious baby boy. Patton's hair is definitely a bird's nest in my headcanon, very curly and cannot be tamed to save anyone's life. I can't make his design without some kind of cat or dog motif. I decided to stick with the blue short-sleeved collared shirt, and I just added some pink paws around the sleeves. And I really wanted to give him the tan skirt that Thomas made in the posts of the standard sides in dresses and skirts, which future me will again provide references for. Final touches were a lot of freckles. I legally cannot draw him without freckles. And a braided friendship bracelet for each of the sides, including Thomas with the rainbow one, and cat socks. I couldn't really add his hoodie or cardigan without it being a little too busy, so I decided to scrap that, and I am so sorry. Please don't come for me in the comments. But yeah, this is the final result, and I hope that he meets your standards, and I am so sorry if he doesn't. I really, really tried, I promise. Thomas was very tricky. A lot of his looks are just so iconic, and it's hard to shrink it down to a few fan favorites. His hair was also tricky. For those of you who don't know what's going on with his hair, I'll put a link to his video in the description if YouTube lets me. YouTube has been giving me a lot of grief with that. If not, I'll link it in the outro screen, which I'll probably do anyway. I had a whole script for Thomas's design that you can see before it hit me. Look at the merch, moron! So I ended up scrapping my original idea and basing his design on his plush, where his hair is grown out and he's wearing a black and white jacket with blue jeans and black and white sneakers, and has a black shirt with rainbow flowers. Please show me love for this. I love my fellow fanders. Anyway, here's Thomas. That's all I have for now, but I know I've been neglecting you, so I wanted to get this video out. Will I actually end up animating this? It's not likely, but if enough people ask, I'll do my best to deliver. I just ask that you be patient with me as school has started up and it's really stressful. I hope you doodleborbs had fun playing in my sketchbook today, and I'll see you on the next page. Please get some sleep. I know you're watching this at 3 a.m. Signing off with Cell. I'll see you later.